What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Um, it's a 13-day countdown for me. Actually, a 12-day. And I felt compelled to take just a very brief amount of time to speak on this. I'm actually fixing dinner right now, and I'm waiting for one of the things in my cooking process to take place. So I've got a little bit of time to do absolutely nothing. Anyway, and I'm very disappointed and upset at the behavior of our people. I have been seeing this girl's face, this Shanquella Robinson, for it seems like forever, and I just go past it. I don't know if she's been shot by the police, or abducted. I don't know. And I finally got sick and tired of seeing it, that I just decided to click on something and find out, well, who is this? Why do I keep seeing this person's face? What's going on? And I learned that this young woman had been murdered down in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, last month. And so it's a very recent story. And then more things started pulling me in. But I want to first speak to my disgust, because my disgust is in two folds. Number one is there's 50 billion videos of people doing a story on this, and 99.99999 infinity 9, except me, every single other person is doing this videos about this for clicks and views. One of the tall tale signs of this is if you go through, you put in her name and, or her death or whatever, however you want to search it. And that one page that just gives you a selection, you go down and look at the timestamps on the videos. Many of them are under 15 minutes. Many are 4 minutes and under, with some big sensational title and a sensational thumbnail. And then it's like 2 minutes. And usually misleading titles for the video. These are people seeking to reap from this, and not because they're interested in this sister or her life or anything. It's just that it feeds their sick, depraved, juvenile, elementary mind. And one of the reasons why black people can't do a goddamn thing in this country is because you're so elementary and you're always running towards the shiny object. That's all you do. Look, it's shiny, give it to me, and you run. But you're not interested in anything of merit, anything of significance and important, things that challenge you intellectually and cause you to think, but most of all, will require sacrifice and action from your black ass. No, just give me drama and scandal. All the low vibration shit. That's it. And you make me sick. You make me sick. That's part of my disappointment. Again, there's 80 gazillion thousand billion videos on this. Many people doing multiple videos in the same day and 5 minutes apart, and ooh, new update and some new sensational title. Everybody's trying to up their visibility and make money. And you make me sick. Because, as I've said a billion times, we as a group have all the power we need to do anything we want to do. Anything. Even this YouTube bullshit. There should be a single organization, a single umbrella under which anybody of African descent who does a YouTube anything should be under this umbrella. And we should be speaking with one voice and one character and one agenda. That's what we should be doing. And we should vanquish, disown, and exile any Africans, so-called Africans, who can't get with the program. Indeed, we would coalesce to have them removed on a whim. But you're distracted. And there was so much more to this young lady than the drama of her murder. So much more. I learned that not only she had 3 businesses, three legitimate businesses, she also received a PPP loan as part of the stimulus of some $20,000. And she was among those who had her loan forgiven. That means she didn't have to pay back a dime. She also has 2 solid parents who we rarely see in the media after anything has happened to any of us. It's usually some people who should not be seen on camera anywhere at all. At all. But there they were. And additionally, I found her beauty to be devastating. There's this main picture that's going around. While I don't appreciate the fact she doesn't have anything on, it's not as inappropriate. It's still inappropriate in the eyes of what women should be doing and what the divine has decreed. On an earthly level, it's just her staring into the camera. Her hair is coming down to cover her breasts. But forget all of that. She's stunning. Stunning. In fact, I had the thought that it's right up there with, we always see these pictures of ancient Egyptian artifacts and we're wowed by them and ooh, but we're still the same people. So those looks are not ancient. They're contemporary, they're current, they're now, they're right now. And one of my favorite artifacts is the death mask of King Tut. The gold death mask with the rubies and the emeralds and stuff that make up his eyes and the blue stripes that are in the headpiece. And it's a stunning piece of art. And to me, this image of her was akin to that. It was that stunning, that moving, and that impressive. So there was way more to her. Why I'm doing this is because additionally, to go along with your other overzealous immaturity and feeble-mindedness. I saw that this brother is insinuated in all of this, and he's being attacked, and he's being treated as if he's a murderer. I also learned his name is Nazeer, but there's another brother named Nazeer who doesn't know any of these people, has nothing to do with it at all. And so overzealous are your black asses that you just saw that name and started attacking him. So you don't do any fact finding. You're not doing any critical analysis. You're being impulsive, not deliberate. You're pathetic. And this also upsets me because I see this in the character of my people. Back on my old channel, when I would do any piece, quite frankly, that I know you will run away with in a sensational way, I was purposeful to tamp that back and to bring that subject matter in a context that does not feed your thirst, your pathetic thirst for sensationalism. But most people aren't doing that, sadly. But why I cite that is because there would invariably be times when I may be doing a piece about an individual, something that needs to be chastised, and then here comes an army of people, Jedi, but they did so-and-so too. Ooh, and this and so-and-so. And I'm giving you the facts, and you're giving me a bunch of rhetoric and bullshit and drama. You haven't done any study. You haven't done any research. You're regurgitating and blabbering what you've heard. And when you're presented with the truth, not only won't you listen to it, you can't even hear it. You can't even hear it because you're so caught up. You're so caught up. Meanwhile, white people are plotting on your ass while you're chasing the shiny object and the drama and the sensationalism and shit. They're plotting on your black ass. Round the clock, 24/7. They don't sleep on it. Ever. Ever. I wish I could cite a specific case or someone that I was doing, and then people, or there's also people I've defended because you've gone the wrong way, because you're ignorant. And here you come, but still Jedi, such and such and such. I don't want to hear that. You should go off and die. Because you're wasting up space and air and energy on the earth with your pathetic bullshit. That's what you're doing. So, in all of this, there's this dude, Nazeer, the real Nazeer, who, if you had the capacity to listen, you would understand that this dude is telling the absolute truth. And I'm going to prove that. But before I get into that, there's another chick involved in this named Winter. Now, they're making her out to be some Latina. It's a white bitch. Nothing you're going to tell me. No, I don't want to hear it. Winter Donovan. Doesn't get any whiter than that. Do you understand? And why you would have white people in the midst of anything that any African is doing anywhere in this nation in this hour is still very perplexing to me. Never going to understand it. Never going to understand it. That's the murdering bitch. Now, they're all guilty. Not Nazeer. But everyone who was there, whether they put a hand on her or not, is guilty of the murder of this young lady. No question about it. These are young people. This sister was 25 years old. That's nothing. You're just getting started in life, barely. Barely. You're just beginning to even understand the basics about yourself. Getting the first even hints of what you even think you want to do in life and how you want to come to fruition. And there they were in Cabo, no less. I've been to Cabo, by the way. Very beautiful. It was one of the stops on a cruise that I took years ago with my then, at the time, fiance, cheating bitch. Anyways, we were on a 7-day cruise, and we had a full day in Cabo. Our cruise ship anchored out in the ocean because, unlike many of the ports of call we went to, Cabo doesn't have, or at least at that time, didn't have a proper dock for the ships to come up to the shore. So you would anchor out in the ocean, and then these, what they call tedders, which were smaller ships, basically. One can hold dozens of people, and it would take you over to land. I even have video of me and my fiance, my then fiance, on the beach in Cabo as we're frolicking along the beach. And for a great portion of the video, you see me, every time the water comes in to the shore, I run away from it. And then I accidentally, because I'm running from my fiance, and because we had somebody else filming us, and I accidentally touched the water, and it was jacuzzi warm. And I was mad that I had been running from it the entire time. There's also glass bottom boat tours, so you could take a glass bottom boat. I mean, the water is very beautiful and all of that. So anyways, Cabo. So there they were in Cabo at some villa, very fancy villa in Cabo. And let me say this also. Nothing ever good has ever come from any bitch named Dejanay. If you know anybody named Dejanay, you need to unbefriend her bitch ass tomorrow and get away and start living a different life. I've never known anybody by that name that was not full of drama and bullshit. But most of all, I've not seen a single CEO, a single CFO, a single accountant, a single manager, a single anybody important, a lawyer, a politician, a judge, anything with the fucking name Dejanay. Those people don't rise in the society. The evidence is there. If you know somebody, bring them before me. I'd love to see it. Love to see it. And this Dejanay person, which it's spelled with like 80,000 letters and it's just fucking Dejanay, whatever. And she's the one who we see in the released video that is assaulting a nude Shanquella who is not defending herself. But more disgusting, or is equally as disgusting as her death, is black males. You will never be a man. I don't give a fuck how many tattoos you put on your body, how deep your voice is, or how hard the fuck you think you are. You're nothing but a bitch. You understand? I'm telling you, that's what you are. Because men are supposed to lead. And one of the responsibilities insinuated in our leadership is we're supposed to keep scrimmages and discrepancies down amongst our women and our children. Never a time should any males be standing back and allowing two women to assault each other. Now, if there's no male present and they have a cat fight, but nobody could stop it. Well, I don't know what to tell you. But niggas just standing back waiting on a fight, you're a bitch. A bitch in the vilest terms. That's what you are. Nothing manly about you. Nothing. You're a cream puff. But there they were, standing back, encouraging. And when all this is said and done, charges should be brought against their ass for murder. Because that's how it works anywhere else. You knew somebody was going to rob a bank, you didn't stop, and they charge you as being an accessory before, during, and after the fact, because you knew. Same thing with murder. So they're going down. And no doubt, going back to the patheticness of it all, you think that video just walked from their phone onto line and became the firestorm? Do you think that happened? Or did their punk bitch moist asses upload the video? And that means the video would have been uploaded after the death of this sister. It still would have been some bullshit to upload it even if she had lived. But she died and now you're uploading the video. That should be the death penalty and not from the law, but from us as a people. We have to start punishing and stamping out unacceptable and fucked up behavior from black people. We need to police our own. We decide what the consequences are. And they need to be swift and severe and without mercy, I proclaim. But this Dejanay bitch who is fighting, and what will also make me sick, because I haven't heard anything that has satisfied me as to what the fight was about. Why was she being attacked? And if I find out it was one of these moist ass niggas, then I'll be even more furious. To females under the sun, and I call you females, because I don't know how many women are listening to me, and there's a difference. So, to all of you females who are listening to me, if you have or would ever fight over any fucking male, you are the worst bitch that was ever born. Period. There is no hope for you, and you will never have a man. You won't. You will only have little boys. That's all you have, and that's all you will ever have. Because men don't tolerate this bullshit. Do you understand? No need to fight over a man at all. No need. No need. You should be paying attention to people like, Alicia Keys, who is now with Swiss Beats, but she's girlfriend with the ex-girlfriend. That's maturity. That's two women and a man. Same thing with Will Smith and Jada. Jada was girlfriend with Trey's mother. That's two women and a man. Those are not little fucking teenagers. I don't care how old you are. You could be 60 and be a damn teenager. Age really is just a number. What is your maturity level? What's the age of that? That's what we want to know. What's that age? Because you can still be a 5-year-old. I mean, the behavior of African people, man, is just, I mean, I can't. At every level. And we look at the Kanye Kyrie thing and the fucking sellout ass Negroes that have, I mean, subhanAllah. Y'all lucky I don't got an arsenal of shit. Because you don't want to know the CNN story that would be breaking news across this fucking earth. If I could do the shit that was in my heart. You've never seen a breaking news story like that. I promise you. But I felt compelled to defend this dude because, unlike most of my people, I actually know how to listen. And I actually know how to do dissertation. Oh my God. And these are not miraculous talents. They are applied common gifts for the interested and not the fake. Now, I'm going to point out to you why you need to go forth into the land, and because you're probably one of those people watching 50,000 videos of this bullshit because you can't get enough. So this is what you're going to be putting in the comments when you go and feed your pathetic thirst for this bullshit. Again, all anyone needs is maybe a clip from the news of the latest update and keep it moving. But all this speculating and a gazillion videos and everybody just trying to have something to say just to get clicks and views, that shit needs to be over, dude. It needs to be over. And I felt very, very, very sorry for this brother when I saw him. Because I didn't know any of these people. I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know anything at all. At all. And I think that gives more credence to my argument. Because on the first watch, maybe a minute in, maybe 2 minutes in, just to be fair, maybe, I absolutely knew this dude is telling the truth. Because I know the ring of truth, and I'm interested in the truth, and not just a bunch of fucking drama and sensationalism and shit. I saw people, and there's many videos that are condemning just in the title. He's exposed, he lied, he this, he that. And none of it is true. But your depraved, pterodactyl-ass, dinosaur-ass, minded-ass motherfuckers don't pay attention to reality. You watch Housewives. You watch all this reality bullshit. You're into Cardi B and Meg the Stallion and shit. This is your dossier. This is your profile. I could go down the list and tell you how you dress, what you eat, who your friends are, all of it. I could tell your entire life. I know your profile. I know it. I have it. I have it. I have it. So no one is listening because you don't care, because you approach like you do with most things in life. You go to it with a preconceived notion, just like if I say to you, you should have some camel's milk. Oh, I don't eat that. But your bitch ass can't even spell camel. You've never had the milk, but you'd there be proclaiming, I don't drink that. How do you know? Huh? So why don't you come over and have some bisphenol A? Huh? First of all, you don't know what that is, and then you're gonna tell me you don't eat that, and then I'm gonna show you all the shit that's in your house of why you're eating it every fucking day, every single day. How about that? You see? There's not enough of us holding up the burning mirror to our people so you can see your fucked up reflection. The burning mirror. The burning mirror. Now, this dude's name is Nazeer Wiggins. And one thing that I know is the ring of truth. But I also know and have been given the gift of being a very good trier of fact. It's one of my gifts. And I always tell you about knowledge converging. But see, many of you don't have enough knowledge anyway, so you got nothing to use. You see, you got no reserve tank. You're just going down the fucking road on air and fucking just, there you go. Nothing is loaded upstairs. Because those things are needed when you are assessing anything. And in this case, particularly when you're assessing the truth or the untruth. Now, they claim he was there. Well, let's hear a little bit of this, and I will break it down as we go and prove my case, my defense of this brother as we go. Now, I don't know if this is from the beginning. I don't know because I don't know. But we're going to deal with what we have. All right? And we've got, how many minutes? We've got 8 minutes of video of him here that we're going to scrutinize, and I'm going to prove my case.
So I'm like, let me extend my birthday, and I'm going to go to this trip. Because I got asked to go on the trip in June, but I didn't reply because I didn't know what I was doing for my birthday, since the next birthday was the next week after mine.
Now, right there, we learn just in the first seconds of this that what precipitated him even going to Cabo was under the auspices of a continued celebration of his birthday. That gives us state of mind. Why are you going to Cabo? Why? And they're from either North or South Carolina. I think it's North Carolina. Hopefully they're going to mention it. It's one of the Carolinas, damn it. Anyways, but anyway, so, and these are young black people. So, not that sophisticated because, again, they're just starting their life. So, it's a major step that they are going to travel. And they're from the South, no less. So, they're going to travel to Cabo. To Cabo. That tells me a lot right there as it relates to him. This is why he's going. And he already says he had some reservations. He was asked back in June, and he just wasn't sure, what he wanted to do, and blah, blah. All right, we'll go on. Oops.
Birthday, since the next birthday was the next week after mine.
Wait, y'all.
So,
let me make sure I'm still recording. Okay.
birthday, since the next birthday was the next week after mine. So, where I was at? Oh, yes, I left on Saturday. The trip was from Friday to Monday. October 28th, 29th, 30th. 31st going home. Didn't even make it there. So,
now, I want you to notice demeanor. Demeanor. This matters when you're assessing truth. His demeanor, body language also matters. Notice his tone of voice. It stays the same. There's no real dynamics going on. There's no yelling. There's no overreactions. It's very fluid, which is usually a sign of the truth. Because the truth and water are the same to me. They flow. They flow. There's no interruption. They flow. Now, so demeanor matters and body language. Let's go on.
I get off my flight around like 2:16 Mexico time. I guess we're 2 hours ahead. 2:16 p.m.
Boom. Gets off his flight 2:16 Mexico time. Now, that may or may not be true, unbeknownst to him, because we don't know how well traveled he is. He's coming from North or South Carolina. Now, he's 25 or somewhere in that area. So we know he must have a cell phone because these damn 20-something-year-olds, it's part of it's their heart and then their fucking phone and then the rest of their body. So I don't know what phone he has. Did his phone change over? And by the way, from South Carolina or North Carolina, he's going to go through, that's going to be Eastern time. He's going to fly through Central time, plus Pacific time, and into Mexico. So when he says 2:16 Mexico time, is he looking at a device and he thinks that has switched over? And he's just believing it? Or did he independently see something that let him know it was 2:16 in Mexico? Stay with me. We'll come back to that point.
Yeah. I'll make a phone call.
Right now.
Flight around like 2:16 Mexico time. I guess we're 2 hours ahead. 2:16 p.m. I'll make a phone call.
He makes a phone call. Again, his demeanor. His demeanor is just the same as a brother who you never met, who don't have no animus for you at all. And you would just ask him, man, look, I heard that, it's jumping down here on the weekends, like wherever. And he would just tell you what he know. He's not trying to impress you. He ain't trying to be your friend. He's not trying to be rude or anything. He's just like, this is what it is, and that's what I know. And that's it. Plus, you also have to remember, a lot of these brothers are very basic anyway. You understand? They're very basic. They don't have a lot of dynamics anyway going on. So there's not a lot of just a word you'll understand, but I hate to use, creativity going on. But again, demeanor and body language. And we tie that into what he's saying. Let's go back and go on.
31st going home. Didn't even make it there. So I'll get off my flight around like 2:16 Mexico time.
Hand in the pocket.
2 hours ahead.
Hand in the pocket. You see, this is his natural, just relaxed body language. There's no tense going on here. When you line, you get tense. You feel me? He's very relaxed, and I can tell and assess that this is his natural state of being. That's it. He didn't even try to be glamorous. I feel like he's in the bathroom given the acoustics. This sounds bathroomish.
Saturday. The trip was from Friday to Monday. October 28th, 29th, 30th. 31st going home. Didn't even make it there. So I'll get off my flight around like 2:16 Mexico time. I guess we're 2 hours ahead. 2:16 p.m. I'll make a phone call. To everybody who there. Like, I need the address. So during this phone call, that's the first time I heard that Quilla wasn't feeling good.
Boom. During this phone call is when he finds out that Aquila is not feeling good. Shanquella, he calls her Quilla or Aquila, can't remember. This is the first time that he just landed, and obviously he wasn't making phone calls in the air because you can't. And so now he's landed, and it would be like, that's what you do when you land. You call somebody. You feel me? So he now first finds out that there's an issue. Right there alone shuts up any of these people. He lied. He was there, bitch. He just said when he landed, that's when he first found out that there was even any problem with Aquila. So let's go on. So he makes a phone call.
They told me that Aquila was sick and she was showing signs of alcohol poisoning. And they got that because one of their friends told
Look at that. See how he was rubbing his face? And then he actually took the time to look at his finger because, I don't know if he thought he rubbed something or felt something, whatever. That's a relaxed demeanor. He's just telling you he doesn't have to think about this. He's just rattling it off. You see, it's like Judge Judy used to say all the time: when you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory. I love that saying so much because it's so profoundly true and so simplistic. When you tell the truth, you don't need to have a good memory. You just don't. Because that same record is going to play every time you tell it. You don't have to think about it at all. That's why I always tell you, you should live by a policy of truth in your life, everybody. Just tell it. Just tell it. Just tell it. So even that gesture is important. And look at his demeanor. He's looking into the camera. And I don't know what he's on. He could be on Instagram or something. So he might be looking also at shit that's popping up on his screen. But he's not shying away, you see. But notice that movement where he rubs his face.
Address. I need the address. So during this phone call, that's the first time I heard that Quilla wasn't feeling good. They told me that Quilla was sick and she was showing signs of alcohol poisoning. They got that because one of their friends told them that they were seeing signs. So she was showing symptoms of alcohol poisoning.
Now, they've just given him the cover story. Let me also say this. I've told you a million times in different pieces of work that I've done. Sometimes you can be a part of a conspiracy and not know that you're part of a conspiracy. You know, a lot of times you present conspiracy to people, they go, but do you know how many people have to be involved in that? How many people have to be quiet? You can be part of a conspiracy. It can be a part of it and it's over and you have no idea you're even part of it at fucking all. At all. Do you understand? So let us infer that here as well. So they just gave him now the cover story while he is still at the airport and has landed and has made the call. Now they're telling him, which would sound natural, you know, they don't wait till he get here, tell him now. You feel me? Even if there wasn't a plot to murder and all this other nonsense, that would be something that would naturally come out, you know. We all going to Cabo. One of our friends is coming late, or a couple of our friends. It doesn't matter. And then somebody calls by, oh, yeah, by the way, you know, so-and-so is, whatever happened. He didn't have to be anything bad. They could have just won a scratch off or some shit. By the way, you know, so-and-so won a scratch off. You see, that's consistent with the natural flow of things. So now he just is being told that there's a problem and she has alcohol poisoning. That's what they've come up with. Let's go on.
But how did they know it was a fight? Hold on. I got my Bible.
Now, he's got his Bible. Wait.
Yeah, I'm put this blunt down.
See, because sadly, he is immature in the area of spirituality, but he's doing what he thinks is best. So I got my Bible. Wait, let me put this damn blunt down, because he does not want to what? Use the Lord's name in vain. I'm sure he's not thinking in those terms and that deep, but that's exactly what he's articulating. This is his expression of that. Don't let me get struck down for lying and holding the Bible while I'm got a blunt in my hand. You see? So he puts the blunt down, and after he realizes, oh, I can't have this Bible and this blunt in my hand at the same time. That tells me something about his character. You see? That tells me something about his character. These are the things when you're mining for the truth. You see? When you're straining out. These are the things that are clues. So that was a spontaneous moment. He didn't plan that. It was organic. And you saw what happened. So let's go on.
So she was showing symptoms of alcohol poisoning. But how did they know it was a fight? Hold on. I got my Bible.
See the hands? I didn't know. Like, leave me out of this. That's a physical exclamation. See how he threw up his hands?
Alcohol poisoning. But how did they know it was a fight? Hold on. I got my Bible. Yeah, I'm gonna put this blunt down, because I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie I'm not saving nobody's ass. I'm not protecting my ass. I'm just coming here to keep it real, because...
And remember, brothers like this, they don't have a lot of dynamics. So even that throwing up of the hands was spectacular in and of itself, because brothers like this don't get even that animated. You feel me? Like, that was involuntary. You saw. See it again.
So she was showing symptoms of alcohol poisoning. But I didn't know it was a fight. Hold on. I got my Bible. And I'm put this blunt down because I'm not lying.
Now, this is the main part. We're going to tie this to something else he's going to say. This is the first time we get any sort of animation out of him. Is when because he's very calm up to this point. It's just rolling out. And that's when I knew they told me she had alcohol poisoning. But I didn't know there was any fight or anything, because that's the discrepancy. That's the part that he doesn't appreciate. Because that's not his truth. Everything else is, he's familiar with that because that's the truth, and that's fine. But this now is foreign. So we see a different behavior. You see a slight uptick in his animation. I didn't know there was any fight or anything. Like, come on. You feel me? And then he goes back to his monotone. Watch now. When the Jedi speaks, you learn. All you got to do is learn how to listen. See? And that right there, the head shaking, like, I'm not going to play about that. Like, not saying I don't ever lie in my life, because Lord knows I've lied to some females. But I'm not going to lie about this. And probably his grandmama told him, don't play about the Lord's name and don't play with that Bible, blah, 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 blah. So that's all coming out subconsciously now.
I'm not saving nobody's ass. I'm not protecting my ass. I'm just coming here to keep it real because, my DM's going crazy.
See that now? He leans back into the camera. This is as if you was on trying to holler at somebody. You feel me? Again, that untruth is the thing that he got animated. Now he's back to his sweet spot, leaning into the camera, nothing to hide. The hat is pulled back up the forehead, not down and trying to be all, nah. Just let me put myself up here so y'all can see me, and this is what it is. You feel me? Let's go on.
Just posting my ads and stuff. Like, y'all can go there if y'all want, but it's not going to be pretty. But when I got there, it took us an hour. My taxi driver, it took us an hour to get to the villa because there was traffic. I don't know why. So I got to the villa around 3.
And he wouldn't know why it took an hour, because he's never been to Cabo. He's from South Carolina or North Carolina. He's from the Carolinas, damn it. All right. But he wouldn't know why it would take an hour. He's not an expert on Cabo. So that's perfectly fine. Totally believable. Absolutely the truth.
Because there was traffic. I don't know why. So I got to the villa around 3:26. Instantly, as soon as I go in there, I go to Quilla. Quilla didn't leave my side, none of that, till the nurse came. But I got too far ahead. So Quilla was laying on the couch in the game room. The fucking villa was like a big ass mansion, no upstairs, all tile on the wall, tile on the floor, straight tile, nothing else. So it was just a big ass villa. I don't know.
Now, you see his body language? That's how brothers do anyway. You don't have the language to tell you, they have this great, Egyptian tile, and it was this. He doesn't have that language. Just like this shit was like all this, and his body language is consistent with that. We see this. We know brothers like that all 24/7 around the clock. That's it. He's trying his best to describe to you how palatial this place was and how fabulous it was, but he just doesn't have the vocabulary, doesn't have the language. That's fine. But that doesn't mean dishonesty. You see, I think it was In Vogue. You don't have to keep searching for dishonesty. It's always safer to let your love flow. I can guarantee there's no need for doubting me. There is no other that's worth the trouble. No fear, no shame. You don't have to. I don't know how this turned into a concert show. Y'all know how I am. Anything could happen, goddammit. I don't know. After I say, what's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. I don't know what's going to happen. All right. Anyways, so you don't have to keep searching for dishonesty. That's why that came to my mind. Anyways, So he's trying to tell us how big this place is. So he's trying to, because he just went straight to the game room, he said, which is totally consistent. You feel you just flew in from South Carolina, you sized to be in Cabo, your friends are there and stuff. He ready to turn up, and it's like, yeah, the game room. You feel me? He probably just got the fucking PlayStation before he left the goddamn house anyway. So totally consistent. But again, body language and demeanor, everybody, and what he's saying. Let's keep on going now. He says he goes to the game room.
Y'all can view it on the website. Go to Cabo Villas and look at how big this is and what it look like. Well, you're gonna see. So when I got there, she was in the game room. They told me she was.
And also, notice the tenderness with which he speaks of her. He's not even trying. That's what makes it so beautiful, because he's not even trying. It also tells me a great deal about his level of respect for females. You understand what I'm telling you? Like how he probably interacts with the sisters, you know? Listen now. Listen, damn it, listen. Because it's very tender when he speaks of her.
She was in the game room.
Right there.
They told me she was not feeling good, so I instantly go to her, put on her side.
I instantly go to her and put on her side. Now, I'm going to jump ahead just a little bit to say that in the fight video, after she's been thrown around like a rag doll and all of it by Deja fucking Nay, she should just be arrested just for that name. If there hadn't even been a murder, just what's your name, bitch? Arrest her. You see, but after she's been thrown around, her hair is all over the place. It's in her face. So I could easily see him coming in and not seeing her face. He know her body. He know that's her. There go Quillalyn over there, and I could see him just not needing to look directly in her face, especially she's passed out allegedly of alcohol poisoning. You don't really need to look in her face all like that. You feel me? Now, a woman would do that. Another sister would do that. But brothers ain't going to really do that. You feel me? But that's her. You just go over there and just start caressing her or whatever, or comforting her. You're not going to be looking at her face. But let's go on.
The bag and all of that. So I'm sitting right next to her.
Wait.
Go to Cabo Villas and look at how big this is and what it look like. Well, you're going to see. So when I got there, she was in the game room. They told me she was not feeling good, so I instantly go to her, put on her side, get a bag, and all of that. So I'm sitting right next to her the whole time. I was crossing my heart. I hope it out. There the whole time in the game room.
See that? See how he emphasized, I was there the whole time in the game room. You see? Did you see the body language when he said that? Notice now. Notice. Right there.
In the game room, and then they was talking about cooking, so we made it to the living room.
That body language, look, I know what the truth is, damn it. Like, I don't even need to say this. Like, this is what the fuck happened. That's what that body language was. And again, leans right back into the camera.
I put on some soft music, sitting with her, rubbing her head, just chilling, waiting till the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening.
Waiting till the nurse came, because that's what I was informed had happened. Remember, he's at the airport, and they've already given him the cover story. That's the context in which he walks into this villa with. And he's not an investigator. He's not sophisticated, so he didn't feel he need to come in and ask a bunch of questions and all of that. Just, they had told him that's what happened. So he just accepted that. Plus, he's also sice because he's in Cabo. Remember, he's also still sort of celebrating his birthday. There's another birthday coming up. And it's that whole thing. Like, he's in a state of that young excitement. You feel me? And you're not as attentive or as investigative in that state of mind. You don't really, okay, she good, so we good. What's the other festivities type thing? You feel me? So this is all consistent.
At first I was told that it was a male coming and then a female showed up. So by that time, I
See there? And he's saying Quilla wasn't found dead. See, he doesn't say Shanquella. He says it like that's his, either the girl he been knowing since he was a child, or his love, or as if it was his auntie or his sister or his cousin. There's love in how he said that. Hear that? Quilla wasn't found with such and such. Like like he don't want that to even be on her name. You feel me?
Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found.
And you see the how he shakes his head while he's saying Quilla wasn't found dead in the You see? Watch.
By that time, I skipped another thing. Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet in her room. That's what they did find her, slumped over her toilet in her room. That's what I was told.
That's what I was told.
Dead when I got there.
Wait now. He's saying that's what he was told. This is my only issue. And it's not really with him. It's just because, again, he probably has some lapse in memory because he does smoke blunts. That's another area. But anyway, I'm trying to understand. Let's say she was found slumped over, wherever she was found dead. My thing is, she was dead before any of y'all left South Carolina. So there shouldn't be any discrepancy about what, where, and who, and how when y'all are leaving. Nobody got on a plane going, well, I don't know where she was found at. Like that, it would have been known. So that's the only part. And I think he just doesn't have the sophistication because he's been attacked. So he's in his mind is trying to address key points. Oh, wait, I almost dropped it in. His mind is trying to address key points that people have probably been typing a bunch of bullshit. You feel me? So what he needs is somebody to sit with him and say, just tell it from the beginning. Fuck what everybody else online has been saying and all their bullshit. Just tell your story from the time you arrived, your plane landed, to the time you went back to South Carolina. Just say that, you see? And I think we would get a more cohesive story, all right? But you see, he's forgetting things because he's like, oh, yes, another thing I'm forgetting. Because earlier he said, wait, I'm getting ahead. And then, so the chronological order of things, he's trying to remember the chronology. That doesn't mean dishonesty. It's just, how did this line up? You see? So let's go back and go on.
That's what they did find her, slumped over her toilet in her room. That's what I was told. Quilla was not dead when I got there. Boom. So it's like, okay, so when I get in there, I go in, I see Quilla, I see she chilling, I put her aside, I go up and make that video where I'm talking about I'm here, and I Quilla get up. I'm thinking like, damn, we got stuff to do, ATV.
Now, I wish I had seen that video. I don't know how you see that video. I've tried to find it, and I don't know what. I can't. But this next part is very important because he's saying, come on, Quilla, get up. Because this is, again, goes to that state of mind. I told you, he's Sice. He's down there. They young. They ready to turn up. And he is about to say, I'm telling him, Quilla, we got ATVs. We got dinners we got to go to. They got all these activities that he's Sice to get to. You feel me? Like, come on now.
I see she chilling, I put her aside. I go up and make that video where I'm talking about I'm here, and I Quilla get up. I'm thinking like, damn, we got stuff to do. ATVs, a boat, dinner. I missed the chefs. I missed everything. Anyway, fuck that.
You see, he almost smiled there as you normally would. Like the stuff that was good, like I missed the chefs. He wanted to smile, but he felt it would be inappropriate because of the indictment that he's being put under. But that's the stuff. Like he's ready for that. The ATVs, the boat, and the shit. You feel me?
I'm thinking like, damn, we got stuff to do. ATVs, a boat, dinner. I missed the chefs. I missed everything. Anyway, fuck that.
See there? Then he just scratched it. Excuse me.
So I'm like, damn, I'm thinking, Quilla, let's get up. I say, everybody that know me heard me say this shit. That was my first video when I got there, or second, because I made a video of me pulling up to the villa, but he was cutting up the guy. I tried to get the timestamp that's not gonna work. So I guess the real FBI or whatever had to put those right timelines together. But I'm gonna start with the NCP. That faggot is so stupid and got to believe in everything.
I don't know what an NCP is. I've got no reference. I don't know what he's talking about when he said. I'm like, the fuck was the NC? What is that? I had no idea what he's talking about. If somebody knows, put that in the comments. Damn it, because I don't know what that is. But it's somebody he's complaining about, and apparently they're an NCP, whatever that is. Is that an organization? Is it a person? Is it a title? I don't know what it is. I got nothing. All right. But anyways, that person got on his nerves. Let's hear it again.
That faggot is so stupid and got to believe in everything. Everything that's wrong. I was not there till the next day. I didn't see a fight. I didn't know.
See there? Now, look how he's just naming stuff. He's rattling it off because it's all the truth. And it's not in any particular order like it's rehearsed. Like, this is just all the shit y'all are saying, and none of this is true. Like, I wasn't there, and see no fight, and he's doing the fingers. That's always indicative of, like, let me name the shit that's there. Like, none of this. This is, listen, we black folks. If you don't know our body language by now, you need to kill yourself off tonight. Okay, maybe you can wait till the weekend just because of, there's some things. But anyways, now watch.
Everything that's wrong. I was not there till the next day. I didn't see a fight. I didn't know it was a fight. I didn't know it was a video. I didn't know they did any harm, anything. I went in there and told her it was alcohol poisoning, so that's what I helped her as. That's what I helped her as. I didn't leave her side. I put on soft music. Summer Walker rubbing her head till the nurse came in. Nobody even talked about the nurse. Nobody even said a nurse came. None of this stuff. So I'm really not understanding where this story is coming from and why it's out here like this. Because it's wrong. It's wrong. And for y'all to be a
now, that's the second time at least that he's mentioned I put on soft music. Goes to what I said earlier about my evaluation. I don't know this dude. Goes to my evaluation. I said it would lead me to believe how he treats females and how he interacts. You feel me? He doesn't seem like that dude that, like, you know, women could probably do him wrong. He's not going to resort to violence. You know, he probably not even going to send a pack of sisters for you. You feel me? That's the type of brother he sounds, that he strikes me as. And so this is consistent with my impression of him. So again, he mentions I put on the soft music because that feels like that's what I get from him. You know, and you see how he says his name, Quilla, because Quilla this, Quilla that. Like, that's fam. You feel me? So put on some soft music. Well, she's passed out, she's relaxing or whatever, because he thinks she's got alcohol poisoning, but he doesn't think there's any danger of death, or like, oh my God, she's in imminent danger. So whereas everybody else was doing God knows what, he put on some soft music for the sister. You feel me? Like, we just can't go past that. You feel me? We can't go past that. See? That's I helped her ass. Like, I'm a gentleman. That's what I did. That's what I do. He's representing his character. Notice that little nod of the head right there when he says, I helped her. That's how he punctuates with his head there.
I didn't know they did any harm, anything. I went in there and told her it was alcohol poisoning, so that's what I helped her as.
That's what I helped her as. That's what I helped her as. You see? I'm a gentleman. I do that. You feel me? Some shit you just can't fake, everybody. Damn. See it again and we'll go on.
Alcohol poisoning, so that's what I helped her as. That's what I helped her as. I didn't leave her side. I put on soft music. Summer Walker rubbing her head till the nurse came in. Nobody even talked about the nurse. Nobody even said a nurse came.
See? Notice how the hands are crossing over when that's what I do, that's what I do, that's what I do. Because that's representing his character. That's firm. Then the hands start to go up into the air when he says, nobody even mentions, like, because he can't even believe it. Now the body language is disbelief and confusion. This is assertiveness here. The hands are crossed like that. That's assertiveness. This is what I do. I'm representing what I did. This is the shit I'm sure about because it's who I am. Then watch the hands.
I put on soft music. Summer Walker rubbing her head till the nurse came in. Nobody even talked about the nurse. Nobody even
right there. Now we're throwing up the hands. Throwing up the hands, we're dropping down to the thighs. Nobody even mentioned how the nurse came in. Nobody even did this. Like, you feel me? Like, I did what I was supposed to do, but nobody even mentions this other stuff.
I'm really not understanding where this story is coming from and why it's out here like this, because it's wrong.
Choice of words. And not a choice. They're involuntary. He said an innocent soul. You understand? Young brothers like him don't speak like that. You feel me? That's right out of the heart. That's right out of the heart. He didn't say, I'm innocent. I'm to be attacking me. And I didn't even do that. Woo, woo. No. To be attacking me, an innocent soul. You see? Because he has some elementary commitment to spirituality that still needs to be developed and probably will, inshallah. But these are the building blocks of it. You saw he put down the blunt when he was handling the Bible, even referencing the Bible. He didn't want to be struck down right where he stood. So now he is, when he says an innocent soul. Wait now, go back.
So that's what I helped her as. That's what I helped her as. I didn't leave her side. I put on soft music. Summer Walker rubbing her head till the nurse came in. Nobody even talked about the nurse. Nobody even said the nurse came. None of this stuff. So I'm really not understanding where this story is coming from and why it's out there like this. Because it's wrong. It's wrong. And for y'all to be attacking me, an innocent soul, like I'm really innocent as fuck. I went there to enjoy my birthday. Like to enjoy my birthday, and it really just got.
I went there to enjoy my birthday. He mentions it again. You see? That's significant, everybody. The context. Because he wasn't just some cling along and like, oh, it'd just be live to go. He had purpose for being there. Like, probably he wouldn't have gone otherwise if it wasn't in the context of his birthday. But fuck it, it's my birthday. I'm going. You feel me? He was there to turn up. That's it. He came late. Thank God. That was a gift from the heavens for him. But everything about his body language and everything, I find no dishonesty. Let's go on.
I'm really innocent as fuck. I went there to enjoy my birthday. Like to enjoy my birthday and to really just goddamn have fun. I didn't have not 1 second of fun. I didn't take one shot and smoke one blunt. I didn't do anything. I went straight to Quill. She was not found dead. She was found unresponsive. Yes.
I didn't have no blunt. I had not one shot. I went straight to Quilla. You feel me? Because that's consistent. He heard when he first landed that she was having some issue. He know how serious. So, yeah, don't go in and start turning up with the fellas. You go in and go straight to Quilla. Even whatever their relationship was or however long they've been friends or whatever, that's consistent. Wait, let me go see about so-and-so first. You feel me? Before I get to my turning up and blunts and shots, let me go straight to Quilla and just see what's up. And he goes there and he comforts her, puts on some music and all that. And I'm sure he was going to probably leave her side and then go join everybody else. But he wanted to just feel at peace in his own heart that she was okay. And he had, took his moment to comfort her. So when she woke up, he could say, I was there comforting you and I put on some music for you. Woo woo. So he goes straight to Quilla.
Unresponsive. She was unresponsive. I tried to get her to talk to me and all that, but it was none of that. There was none of that going on. Shit. Yeah, but other than that, I did. Oh yeah, I know y'all probably asking. When I walked in there, I didn't really notice the knock on her head until the nurse pointed it out. I did see the bump on her lip. She did have a blood vessel bust in her eye, and
Now, I could see him not noticing that because, again, he's not a female. You feel me? A sister probably would, girl, what's going on with you, Quilla? And been moving her hair back and Quilla, you feel me? Brothers ain't really gonna do all of that. You feel me? Maybe if you the main squeeze, you might get that. But really, and that would even be like bonus piece type thing. You feel me? He was doing the most that he could express in his humanity, what he knows. You can only operate from the pool of knowledge and experience that you have in life. Remember, they're young and unsophisticated. You feel me? So he wouldn't have noticed all that. Like I said, her hair was probably covering her anyway. And one of her businesses was she did hair. So she was definitely acquainted with many bundles and all of that. You feel me? That main picture I was telling you about in my opener where she looks simply divine. You know, excuse me. She probably did that herself. Wouldn't be surprised. She's stunning, y'all. My God, I'm gonna have to show you that picture before we end this. But so I believe him when he said, you know, I didn't see the bump on her head. I seen the lip and the eye. Notice when he does it, it's involuntary. He's on one side of his body. And I don't know if this video has been flipped or not, but just for our purposes, he's pointing to what would be his left side. All right, our right. But when he points to the injuries that he saw, notice again.
She did have a blood vessel bust in her eye. And
wait.
I didn't really notice the knot on her head until the nurse pointed it out. I did see the bump on her lip. She did have a blood vessel bust in her eye.
Now, and he mentions the nurse because, of course, that would be totally believable. Because a nurse coming to, or any medical professional coming to see a patient, they're evaluating you. One of the first thing they want to do is see your face. That's part of their evaluation. Do they see fever? Are you sweating? Do you look, pale, clammy, whatever? So a medical professional is going to look at your face. So I could see him not seeing that until the nurse came. And then she's like, honey, how are you? How are you, mijo? How are you, mija? How are you? Because they're in Cabo. So we know it was Guadalupe Gutierrez Sanchez Esperanza. That's her name. I saw it. All right. Settle down. Anyways, so she would have been looking at her face. And so that's consistent. All right. With just general human behavior. Look how he's looking. He's really reliving it. Like, I can't believe they didn't even tell me this shit. And I can't believe I didn't even perceive all of this had happened. That's a look of disbelief. That's involuntary. You understand? Look at hear what he's saying and look how he's looking as he's saying it. Go. I'm blind. Not, they didn't tell me, but you see, it goes deeper. They didn't tell me I'm blind. Like, that's a self-indictment. Like, they didn't tell me and I was blind. Like, he's indicting them and himself at the same time. Like, I'm blind. Like, saying I didn't even catch it. Because remember, nobody else makes you blind. They can just deceive you. They didn't tell me and I was blind. Hear that again now. She did have a blood vessel bust in her eye, and that's it. But I didn't really go in there like, damn, y'all jumped her, y'all beat her ass, what's going on? Like, 'cause they know, man, and nobody even told me about nothing. I was blind to everything. I'm literally in there giving her my all. Like, come on, girl, we just got. See there, I'm literally in there giving her my all. So now he feels like a fool. They didn't tell me I was blind. And I'm literally in there giving her my all. Like, come on, girl. You got to get it together. We got shit we got to do. We supposed to be down here having fun. Woo, woo. But, like, what a fool I look like. They had this knowledge. She over here wrecked. I don't even know it. I didn't notice it. You see, I got a little lower when he said, I didn't notice the bump on her head. I didn't notice I did know she had a thing on her lip and on her eye. But, when the nurse got there, I didn't notice. Like, that was like, he didn't really want to admit that, but the truth just comes on out. You feel me? So he says that. And then now he's saying, and I'm sitting there doing on my all. In other words, and I don't even know this is in vain, that she has been fucked up. And I'm sitting here giving it my all. You feel me? It's like, it's right up there with like, I just brought her roses and took her out to, Spago and had a limo and shit. And then come to find out she was with dude the whole day. This is right in that same space. You feel me? Like, damn, y'all jumped her, y'all beat her ass, what's going on? Like, 'cause they know, man, and nobody even told me about nothing. I was blind to everything. I'm literally in there giving her my all. Like, come on, girl, we just
questions. Bro, why is y'all talking about blood y'all kill y'all friend? I wasn't there. I don't have those answers for you from Friday to 3 o'clock when I got to Chicago.
You see there, it's so honest. Like, how do I defend myself against a lie? Like, how many times I wasn't there? Like, his whole body language is, I don't even know what to even make up for you. I've told the truth. I don't have shit else I could tell you. You feel me? This is honesty, everybody. Watch now and listen. Because I guess more questions are coming in, so he must be on Instagram or somebody. All right, watch now and listen.
Bro, why is y'all talking about blood y'all kill y'all friend? I wasn't there. I don't have those answers for you from Friday to 3 o'clock when I got to Chicago. I just don't have them answers. I posted my flight itinerary. When I got there, I can't make that up. I can't. I really don't know what else to do.
He's saying, I posted my flight itinerary. I can't make this up. I gave you everything I could. Like, he's almost beside himself. Like, I don't really have shit else I could tell you. Like, I don't have a creative story I can give you. All I could tell you is what I know. That I'm fresh out. That's what his demeanor says to me. The words, the body language, the tone. It's all there.
There. I don't have those answers for you from Friday to 3 o'clock when I got to Chicago. I just don't have them answers. I posted my flight itinerary. When I got there, I can't make that up. I can't. I really don't know what else to do but show y'all fucking the real tickets if I can even find them when I landed at Disneyland. But I can post a video. I can show the video. It's gonna show the timestamps because it's in my archive. I got there at 3-something p.m. I made my first video at 4:26.
Now,
that's me outside by the pool.
Wait.
I saying, Quilla, get up, let's go. We got stuff to do. Let's go have fun. There was no fun in that. There was no fun in that. There was nothing good coming from that. I went in there, whipped my bag, put it down, went to the game room, went to the living room, stayed there. The worst time of my life. And now y'all on here trying to say I killed her. Me, the nigga that got there a day late. A day late. The nigga y'all didn't see in the video. I have 1,030,000 tattoos. Do I sound like I was in that video? Go listen to it again. You hear my voice in that video? Like, come on, bro. Y'all niggas is really stupid. The bitches is stupid. The old ladies, all y'all are stupid. I don't care who's after me because I have all my time spent. I've been real close and cordial with.
He's also, listen, the other thing too, I can tell about this dude, he's not a good liar. So he really doesn't lie a whole lot because he's not a good liar at all. I just, life experience, I'm a very good assessor of personality and character. Just to give a little bit of credence to my own worthiness to make these claims, amongst my past careers, I worked juvenile corrections for 2 years, 2.5, and then I worked in a men's prison for 3 years. You got to be able to size people up very quickly. You understand? Especially when you get to the adult men's prison. You need to be able to make assessments very quickly. But also, I have run business for other corporations. I have hired and fired many, many hundreds of people. And when you are in an interview process, you don't have an hour to go through somebody's life. I got to look at what you've put on your resume and your application. And I need to be able to extract critical things from that give me the most and maximum information about you. Then when you're sitting in front of me, I know exactly what I need to know about you, but I'm also watching you and listening to you. You understand? I have to make a very, very good character assessment before I hire you. And I'm happy to say I've never missed the mark. Not bragging, just telling you the facts. So sizing up the situation is very important. Also, when you're in corrections, one of the things that you have in report writing and things like that is sizing up the situation. Like, you need to be able to get it and get it concise and put it down, and this is what it was. You feel me? So that's another thing that I offer as my eligibility to be able to make these make these assessments about him. He's very apologetic. He is happy to just tell you what's up. He's not really given to a whole lot of argument, but he's very frustrated, like most of us would be when you're just not being believed. You see, and that's what we see here is just like I have given you everything. I don't have shit else I could tell you. Excuse me. And what I can offer, I've offered, and if there's something I miss, I'll offer that. Some stuff is not possible, whatever. But watch the body language and the language here as well.
Bitches is stupid. The old ladies, all y'all are stupid.
See how he said that? All y'all are stupid. He hates to even say it. He feels bad even saying that to the females. You feel me? But he's got to defend himself too. And it's a little bit of striking out because of this frustration of being charged with fucking murder when you know you didn't have shit to do with it. You feel me? Accuse me of murder I didn't do. There will be no safety for anybody. I'm indicting everybody. So that he's got that right and he's taking it. Now.
Asking me because I have all my time spent. I've been real close and cordial with everybody who really means something. So everybody else, this was just to give y'all some comfort. Because I'm not doing it. I'm not responding to nothing else. And all the death threats, I can go saw a move. Everybody, attorney to Pat, all that shit y'all talking, y'all just talking out your ass out of hurt because y'all listening to social media. Social media, of course, my story is going to be different because I got there a day late. I can only tell you what I know from 3:30 to Sunday when I left. That's all I can do. I really can't give nobody no other answer from Friday because they didn't tell me. I didn't go in there, sit down and make no alibi with nobody. I didn't know nothing. They didn't tell me nothing. Crossed my heart. I hope to die on this Bible right here.
Again, I didn't know nothing. And again, I pointed out to you that he's stating it emphatically there and purposefully, but I showed you how it came out involuntarily a moment ago when he said, I put down my things, I went straight to Quilla. You feel me? And I didn't know there had been a fight. I didn't know it was anything. And then they didn't tell me nothing. And then I was blind. And I'm sitting up here giving my all. Like trying to show her tenderness, trying to look after her. When nobody told me that I'm sitting up here comforting somebody that may not even be alive. Or near death. Or more fucked up than they've represented to me. So this statement is consistent with that. I told y'all I didn't know nothing. You feel me?
Make no alibi with nobody.
I didn't know nothing. Cross my heart and hope to die with the Bible in hand. You feel me?
I don't know nothing. I didn't sit and make no alibi. I didn't even have time. I got there an hour later. The nurse came in the door.
Now,
The nurse came.
that's just bad communication there. Because every time he said it, I'm like, what? He goes, I got that an hour later. The nurse came in the door. That's throwing a lot of people off, especially the unsophisticated types. Because is he saying, I got there an hour after the nurse? Or is he just running his words together to say, I got there an hour late, and then going into what the nurse did or when the nurse got there? It was just not clear. Hear it again and you'll see the confusion.
On this Bible right here. I don't know nothing. I didn't sit and make no alibi. I didn't even have time. I got there an hour later. The nurse came in the door.
I got there an hour later. The nurse came in the door. That's exactly his words, but we don't know how he meant that. You feel me? Again, it's just misspeaking because he's trying to defend himself, and he's dealing with dumbass black people mostly that are indicting him, and so he just ran his words together there. That's not a big problem. Moving on.
The nurse came in the door. Tried to help put some saline in her because her energy, she didn't have no electrolytes. Her oxygen was low, so she couldn't find them. But y'all don't understand what I went through. Y'all don't understand. Y'all won't understand. So y'all keep posting my.
He goes, y'all understand what I went through. That's important. Because I'm sure you're not going to hear those words come out of the mouths of anybody else that was there. So then I fucking Dejanay. I think I just lost something. Something just dislodged. Every time I say her name, I lose something. It might have been a tooth. But that's an important statement. Y'all don't know what I went through. What I'm still going through. You see? You're not going to hear this from any of the other people. In fact, I heard the fucking, the white bitch, the winter bitch. And she actually sounded like she had an attitude. Like, as if the death of Shanquella didn't even matter. It's just that she had an attitude. You feel me? Like the little fight y'all saw, the little fight, or what? Like, really little fight, bitch? It was a murder. It was a death. So it's not little. But you won't get those words that he just spoke out of somebody like her, or the fucking Dejanay. There, I just lost another tooth. But that's an important statement. Everybody hear it again.
She was smart energy. She didn't have no electrolytes. Her oxygen was low, so she couldn't find.
He's saying what was happening to her, and then he interrupts himself and says, y'all don't know what I went through, because all the overwhelmingness of what he saw now, that her electrolytes are low, she's going through this and this and this and this, and all that just overwhelms him. Then he goes right into, y'all don't know what I'm going through, what I had to go through.
But y'all don't understand what I went through. Y'all don't understand. Y'all won't understand. So y'all keep posting my address and all that shit. Y'all have fun. Y'all have fun. Y'all know y'all hurt me. I said, I'm not hurting me. I'm not bothered by this. Because I know the truth. Me and God know the truth.
Me and God know the truth. Not one. Fuck all y'all. Fuck all y'all. You feel me? That would just be defensive bullshit. We would get nothing but rambling, and we more than likely wouldn't be able to assess truth or deception there. But I'm suggesting to you, I'm telling you that with this dude, we can do that dissertation, and I'm doing it right now. You see, this is how you go through and scrutinize things as a trier of fact, everybody. It's one of the ways. One of the ways.
Y'all have fun. Y'all know y'all hurt me. I said, I'm not hurting me. I'm not bothered by this. Because I know the truth. Me and God know the truth. But the house, I talked to the...
I don't know what's happening with this.
And I got the comments off because I know y'all being mad. What's the word?
This isn't somebody that's trying to convince you just so you can believe him. There's a difference. There's a time when people plead their case because it's not really about you. It's about, because I'm this type of person. Like, I don't give a fuck what you think. I just want you to know the truth of it. I had to get to that place in my life. I was probably in my 20s then, but I'm saying, and there's a difference. People want you to believe them because they need you to believe it so that they can feel better that you believe it for the sake of whatever their agenda is. And then there's the truth, where people only take the time to plead their case because I really don't care what you think, just have the facts right. That's essentially what he's saying. Like, whatever you want to think, I'm good with that, but get the facts straight. You feel me? I could have done without ending on a fucking Walmart ad, bitch. Wait, y'all, let me pause it. Okay, so all of the things that he cited are also verifiable. One could go back and compare the time that his flight left, I'm just going to say South Carolina, and what time did he arrive, local time, in Cabo San Lucas, because there's definitely going to be a time discrepancy necessarily, because the time in Cabo San Lucas is not the same as it is in South Carolina. It's just not. You could thank the white demons for that, trying to play games with time, literally time. You feel me? I don't care if you turn the clock 5 hours ahead and 5 hours back, bitch. It's still the same time on Earth. It just is, damn it. And you're not going to speed up the sun, or you're not going to speed up the moon. So anyway, that's another ranting that can be done and has been done. But I'm trying to show you the difference in how you evaluate the truth, everybody. And what I see is a young brother here who is not the most sophisticated, but he's got just enough. He's got what he needs, because this doesn't require Harvard law and the other shit. You feel me? You don't even need a high school diploma for this. He's got what he needs. He's got basic common sense and common humanity. And I believe him. I believe he was hoodwinked by these fake ass people that were in that house. What I really want to know is, what was the fight over? Was it over some man? some dude, some penis. You feel me? Because that's really the only time I see females really fighting all viciously like that. I mean, what else? What else? When else do you see heifers doing something like that? Tell me. You know, but those times will be verifiable when he landed. What time he got to the villa. What wasn't in this that was in another clip that I thought I saw of him was his name was on the manifesto, because you have to sign in, or they're not, even if you're not, if your name is not on there, you're not getting in to this villa. It's like exclusive and she poo poo, like you're not getting in. And I saw, I don't know if I took a picture of that or not. Let me see, y'all. Hold up. Oh, I might fuck up my recording. I'm not going to try and do it on here. But you can go and look at it. Or you can just trust my word. But it's clear to me that one person, maybe two, signed all the names that were on that sign-in list. And most of them were signed by a female. Women do not write like dudes, and dudes do not write like females. That's just real. You feel me? Because generally, women take more care with their handwriting. They want it to be cute, and they're kind of in love with their own handwriting and shit. No shade, but we don't really do all of that. You feel me? Just scratch something down there. It looked like it. We good. And this writing was very female looking. Also, when you examine some of the letters, there was some consistency that backed that up. Some of the letters were clearly written by the same person. There was another male that you could clearly tell somebody was trying to write like a male, because when's the last time you misspelled your own name? I haven't done it in all the years I've been on Earth. I've never misspelled my name. Just haven't done it. Don't know anybody that has. But apparently somebody started out and had to write over a letter. You feel me? So that's clearly not somebody writing their own name. But the most telling piece of evidence with this document is the fact that his cell phone number wasn't on there, because they had a column for cell phone numbers. His cell phone number wasn't there. If he had signed in, he just told us the first thing he did when he landed in Cabo San Lucas was make a call to the house, to the villa. So he's got his phone with him. And we're to believe now he gets to the villa and he doesn't sign in. He doesn't put his phone number when he's signing in. We're to believe this. It does not have the ring of truth. No, his phone number wasn't there because whoever signed his name didn't know his phone number by memory. And they didn't have their phone with them. If either they didn't know his phone number and didn't have it at all, or they had it in their phone and they didn't have their phone with them. So that's why his phone number is not on that sign in. But the female numbers are there. You feel me? So it might have been that damn winter bitch. You feel me? That's a dagger bitch right there. You understand? Couldn't stand the sight of her. But he's definitely telling the truth. And I think the evidence backs him up that indeed he did not sign his name on that damn document. He didn't sign in. He didn't. And they signed him in so that he would be able to get in once he got to whatever entry you get to. And they're not going to be there meeting him. So, and he didn't mention anybody coming to meet him at any entry point. He said when he walked in, he went straight to the game room. That means he was unescorted. That means he was able to come into the compound or the premises of his own volition, probably showed his ID or something like that to say, yeah, I'm the dude that's on the list, it's me, and they just would go ahead. That absolutely backs up his story. That of him coming late, I'll give him any discrepancy in times because he's crossed 3 time zones, at least. Eastern, Central, and Pacific. Who knows what time it was when he landed? But I don't think that's really germane to this case because the rest of his story holds up on its own. There can be discrepancies, and we don't know how long it took to get to the hotel, and he wouldn't know either. Like he said, I don't know. My driver said it's an hour, and I don't know why it was that. He wouldn't know. He doesn't just shuttle off to Cabo every week. He wouldn't know that. You see. So Uh, that's believable. And the deception when he gets there, and they probably had her propped in some way where he probably wouldn't have seen all of how she looked and everything. And, so it's totally believable, man. So y'all need to go forth into the land and tell people back the fuck up off of this Nazeer dude, because he's not guilty of anything other than being associated with these tacky ass fucking people that were there before he got there. He wasn't involved in any fights or any scandal or anything. He was there to go down to Cabo, have a great experience, and celebrate his birthday. You understand? And I didn't hear him say it in this, but he said in another iteration of this, because I was trying to find one that didn't have music playing under it. But he said, why would I go and buy new clothes and some other stuff he named, like how you would prepare, like when you're going on a trip, going someplace. Like, why would I do all that to go down to Mexico to be a part of a fucking murder? You feel me? Like, and that's 100% valid. 100%. That means you planning to be there and get your most out of the day. And what does he say to Quilla when she's laying there? Come on, we got ATVs to ride. We got boats we supposed to be getting on. Dinners. I already missed the chef and everything else. He was looking forward to the full experience. You saw he got excited when he was talking about trying to tell us how fabulous the place was in his own limited language. But that was his way of telling us this was the bomb ass shit right here. This place was the fucking mansion of all mansions type thing. You feel me? It's probably the greatest thing they've ever experienced. I believe every single thing that he said. You understand? And in some of his tender moments, he reminded me of one of my nephews, because Ian is very frustrated inside of himself when I would just be like, Ian, I don't believe you. Uncle, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It was Michael, well, especially when they were little. And he had like a little bit of a lisp going on. Thank God he lost that. But he would just be, you could just see him, he was so self-frustrated and he just didn't know what else to say. Like, Uncle, it was Michael, and it was Kareem did it, and it wasn't me. Uncle, I didn't do it. And he's trying to get you first and tell you because they're lying fucking piece of shit. So he reminded me of Ian in a few places there, but yeah, this brother is not guilty of anything other than being there. Now, the only thing that needs to be satisfied is I need to know, when did you leave? When did all of y'all leave? What happened? Like, y'all didn't leave thinking, well, she's still asleep, we going on to the airport, we out. I'm sure that didn't happen. I need to know, what was the exit? No one has really, I haven't seen anything that explained that to me. When did you leave? How did y'all all leave? What state, where was Quilla when y'all all left? And clearly it must have been known. And what was your reaction to them when you found out she had passed away? Or was the lie still being kept up? They was like, I guess she just died of the alcohol poison. That's so sad. And, ooh, especially that Dejanay bitch. You feel me? But that's the part of the story I'd like to know. Like, when, what? Like, what was the exit like? Because had her body been taken out? Had police been on the scene already? What? Maybe there's another portion of this where he talks about them leaving or something. If somebody knows about that, please share that in the comments down below. But yeah, like, how did y'all leave? And what was the state of things? And yeah, what? Because we heard there was calls to the family saying we need $5,000 to bring her body back, and or $5,000 for something, I can't remember. So where was he and when did he leave? Did they all leave together? Did they leave separately? That's the only part that's really a question for me now. But I'm 100% convinced that everything that he said is the way it happened on his part. He got there late. He was deceived from the time he landed. And he was consistent to say when he first called to let everybody know I'm here and what's the address to the villa. And then he tells the driver, but he's been told on the phone, Quilla's not in a good place. So what does he say? The first thing he does when he gets there is he puts down his bag. He goes straight to Quilla and comforts her and puts on some soft music and all of that. That's totally consistent with his whole demeanor to me and who I think he is. You understand? Yeah, he was deceived. He didn't know. He didn't know. And he's probably just hard on himself because he was just like at that one part where he says, "Y'all know what I had to go through. Y'all know what I'm going through. You will never know." Because he's still beating himself up that I was played for a fool, but also I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice that something was wrong with Quilla. I was blind was the word he used. That's a self-indictment. That's a self-indictment. Damn, I didn't even catch that. So he feels bad about that. And probably now knowing what he knows about her state, he probably feels like, man, she might have been, he just didn't even know who he was sitting next to. You know, that this is now somebody that's either, well, that's gonna die. Because apparently she was still had some life in her when the nurse came. You know, they were trying to do IVs and all of it. And then we also learned that there was a defibrillator used and ha ha ha. But, you know, yeah, get off this fucking dude's ass, dude. Start indicting the real fucking killers. Start with that Dejanay bitch. You feel me? She should be dragged through the public square behind a fucking pickup truck. Just for having the name Dejanay, and then we'll get to the charges in Cabo San Lucas. You understand? Yeah, nothing ever good ever came of a Dejanay. Just hasn't happened. I haven't seen it. Just don't have that evidence. Just don't have it. Just don't have it. Don't have it. Don't have it. Don't have it. So, there I said my piece, man. I think today is Wednesday. And so I definitely want to be live with my people over on Jedi Africa. It's probably going to be tomorrow. The latest it'll be is on Friday. But want to be live with my Jedi Africa crew. And as I said in my last piece on this channel, that my last live on this channel, that was my last live for a long time. I don't know when we'll ever do another live on this channel. But we will be live on Jedi Africa either tomorrow or Friday. And as I said, most of my activity on this channel is probably going to be mostly silent because we're switching over now, everybody. You know, I really don't have a lot to say about this place unless something really moves me like this, or is just unignorable, or I have something I really feel like I can contribute. But, you know, my life is switching over. As I said to you years ago, I said either it's liberation and revolution for us here or it's Africa for me, bitches. I kept saying that. And so this is consistent with that. It's Africa for me, bitches. So that needs to be my commentary. That needs to be my work, not America. You know, I'm sick of things like this. I'm sick of all of it. All of it. All of it. I wanted to do, and maybe I don't know, but I'm still just itching at the ass over this fake Jew Zionist bullshit and their bullying of the black community. I'm really sick and tired of it. And I haven't really had my say on that the way that I want to. And part of the reason why I've neglected to really have my say is because it's going to require me to do a whole expose. Like, it can't just be, like, it needs to be told with videos and pictures and things like that. And I just really don't have that time now. I don't have it. You know, I'm in the last days, and I have so many T's and so many I's that I need to dot and cross. And I'm just in a state, man. You have no idea. No idea. No idea. Anyways, Jedi Africa, everybody. Either tomorrow or Friday. Look for me. Yeah, Jedi Africa. All right. This guy's innocent. Go forth and tell the land. This is the Jedi.